Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. It is another beautiful Sunday afternoon, and it is just as perfect as it gets. Had a little bit of a storm earlier, but it was somewhat distant. All you could hear was the thunder. But anywho, today I want to talk to you about your finances a little bit, maybe touching on investing. So, there's really no easy way to make money. That's what my preface is going to be here. And what I mean by that is, you know, you if you ever go like I do, go onto YouTube and maybe find some ways to earn a little bit of extra side income. You know, what you'll find is like a lot of these people who have these like multi-level marketing schemes, or you know, all these like quick surveys that promise tens of thousands of dollars over time. You know what I mean? You've seen them, and honestly, it's not what it's all cracked up to be, and it's not a simple income as it sounds. So, what am I going to do about investing? So, here's what you got to know. This is not going to be an overnight thing. And if you're like me, if you're young and you do intend on investing in more than just like 401ks, Roth IRAs, you know, and you actually want to do personal investing, then you've got to understand, first of all, if you're my age, you're young, you're in your 20s, then you need to go as aggressive as you can get. Just because at this point in your life, unless you're trying to retire at age 25, you know, you've got a lot of time to make up the money that you could potentially lose in the down times. Because you got to look at the stock market average. Right now, I believe the stock market average over the last like 80 years is like between 10 and 11%, which is pretty decent. You know, if you got 100 grand part in there, I mean, you're making almost 120 grand in there. You're making a grand a month just off interest, which is pretty solid considering that is true passive income, where you're not having to work for it. It's just sitting there and you're collecting off of this, off of interest. So here's what you got to know about it though. It will drop. There are days where it will go down and you will feel it. This past weekend, my personal investment that I had opened up a couple of weeks ago, for the first time since I've owned it, it did take a little bit of a hit. It did drop, and it actually dropped lower than what I initially invested in it. But here's what you got to know. It's okay, because this is a long-term investment. This is not something that I'm trying to take out next week. You know, this is something I intend on keeping for a long time, and bare minimum, I'm trying to make it at least 10 years before I start withdrawing from it. Because in about 10 years or so, my cars will hopefully start buying themselves. And I'm not talking about buying a Ferrari at this point. I'm talking about just my next car in general, depending on how well the life of my current cars work. So right now, my car is just hitting on 197,400 miles. And then mine is sitting on like 182,000 miles, give or take. So, high mile cars, but we don't drive a lot of miles. So hopefully we can get another 10 years out of it. And if not, perhaps we can just put a little bit of money out of pocket down and make low payments in order to keep this investment running a little bit higher. You know, again, this isn't an emergency fund or anything like that. This is literally just an investment account for when down the road when I want to buy some nicer things. Our income, unfortunately, is not going to allow us in the next couple of years to buy a cash car, because I mean, our income just does not allow it with what we're doing with our finances right now. So that's okay. We will get past that, but in about 10 to 12 years, it will be time for a bit of an upgrade, and hopefully a little bit nicer than just a Camry or a 15-year-old Pilot. Not that there's anything wrong with those kind of cars, but I'm thinking maybe something that's 1 or 2 years old, that's got a lot of nice features on it, things that are more luxurious, so to speak. I mean, you get the idea. Heated, cooled seats, navigation, Bluetooth, you know, lane keeping, adaptive cruise, like nice stuff like that. And I don't necessarily have to have all of those, but those are kind of nice options to have, just saying. So, if you've got personal investments and you see that every now and then that those investments go down below a certain targeted level that you had started at, or you know, anything, just remember, it's a long-term investment. It's not something that's going to make you rich overnight, and you know, it's going to take you some time. So I try to keep my weekend vlogs down to under 10 minutes easily, just because it's a weekend, not a lot going on, but I just thought I'd run that by you guys. I hope y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Like always, please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.